Before you ever speak, people are already deciding how seriously to take you. In fact, research on first impressions shows people form rapid trait judgments from extremely brief exposure, sometimes in about a tenth of a second. So, the real question is this: what are your body and timing saying before your words get a chance? Most people think respect starts when they speak, but it does not. It starts much earlier. People make fast impressions from very short slices of behavior and appearance. That means your stillness, your gaze, your timing, and the way you take up space are already doing the talking. And the people who get instant respect usually do these 7 things differently. First, they master the power of stillness. The first signal of status is stillness. Most people just cannot stop moving. They adjust their clothes, tap their fingers, shift their weight, touch their face, or glance around the room. Those little fidgets do more than make you look nervous. They reveal inner instability, and research suggests they can shape how people judge you almost instantly. If your hands keep fixing, tapping, rubbing, adjusting, you look like the room is controlling you. But when you remove frantic movement, something changes instantly. You look grounded, controlled, and more difficult to shake. And this stillness sends one message louder than words ever could: I am not threatened by this moment. And when you become less reactive to the room starts reacting to you. Second, they use heavy gaze. Eye contact is one of the fastest ways people rank confidence. It also has strong effects on attention, arousal, and emotional processing. Direct gaze is associated with being seen as more charismatic, dominant, assertive, and competent. However, most people break eye contact too early because they do not want to seem awkward, but breaking too early often signals uncertainty. Instead, use the 3-second hold, long enough to feel deliberate but not aggressive. Then break late naturally without snapping away. This creates visual dominance. It subtly suggests that you are comfortable holding pressure while others rush to escape it. And when needed, switch between soft focus and intense clarity. Soft focus makes you seem calm and unreadable, while sharp eye contact makes people feel the weight of your attention. Whoever controls the gaze often controls the energy. Third, they don't rush to answer. When someone asks you a question, do not answer instantly. Most people rush to fill silence because silence feels dangerous. But that rush gives away power. It signals that they need approval, need to be liked, or need to prove themselves. High-status people use the beat of silence. A short pause before responding makes you appear thoughtful, emotionally controlled, and impossible to pressure. It also shifts the tension back onto the other person. The one who can comfortably hold silence often holds the higher position in the interaction. Fourth, they stop filling dead air. This is where most people lose authority without realizing it. They laugh too quickly. They over-explain, or they ramble to avoid awkwardness. But dead air is not your enemy. In fact, it can work for you. When you resist the urge to fill every gap, other people begin seeking your reaction, your words, and your validation. Because silence creates gravity. The less desperate you seem to keep the conversation alive, the more valuable your presence becomes inside it. Fifth, they claim space without looking tense. Respect is also physical. High-status people do not make themselves smaller. They use what you could call an apex posture. Shoulders relaxed, chest open, feet planted, and unhurried movements. They do not hide behind crossed arms or protective gestures. They do not collapse inward, nor do they make every movement fast and apologetic. Instead, they look like they belong where they are. And one of the strongest signals is that they move on their own timeline. So, when you sit down, stand up, turn, or reposition yourself slowly and cleanly, it communicates that you are not rushing for anyone's approval, and owning space makes people assume you have earned it. Sixth, they master nonverbal feedback. Most people overreact with their face. They over-nod, over-smile, over-explain, and over-signal approval. But when every reaction is immediate and obvious, you become easy to read and easy to steer. Instead, use the slow nod. It shows that you are listening and validating, but from a position of composure rather than submission. This creates a subtle aura of detachment. Not coldness, just control. Your feedback should feel measured, not automatic. Because when your approval is freely scattered, it loses value. Seventh, they become harder to emotionally move. The final trick is emotional neutrality. Powerful people do not let every joke, challenge, or provocation visibly move them. This is where the stone face matters. Not a frozen expression, but controlled neutrality. No instant irritation. No nervous grin, and no visible need to defend yourself. And when an interaction is done, use the disengaging turn, a calm shift of the body, a clean break in attention, a natural signal that the exchange has ended. No lingering, no hesitation, no need to explain. That kind of emotional discipline tells people something very important. You do not control my state. And that's where real respect begins. The truth is that people read your presence before they ever judge your words. So if you want more respect, do not start by talking louder. Start by moving less, pausing longer, holding your gaze, owning space, and becoming harder to shake. Because the most powerful person in the room is often the one who says the least, but controls the most. Which of these 7 do you already use, and which one do you need to fix first? Comment below, and subscribe for more videos on silent power, status, and human psychology. Thank you for watching.